Hi girls, and welcome to your introductory video on PDHPE, Prelim and HSCPE. First of all, well done for making the right choice on choosing the best course. Woo! I'm just going to talk you through a little bit about Year 11 and the requirements for what we expect and what you should expect through your Year 11 journey. First of all, in the 2-week cycle, you will have usually 4 lessons one week and 3 lessons on the other, which will equal 7 lessons altogether. So basically, you're going to see your teacher a lot. You will need to make sure that you have a PE folder ready for when you come back to school in January. This will need to be split up into dot points and dash points, which I will go through later during this video. It is important also to understand that Year 11 is an introductory year into the course. Although a lot of the topics will carry across into Year 12, this is just an introductory year, and none of your marks within Year 11 count towards your Year 12 final mark. You do need to obtain 60% throughout the course, and at the end of the year you will need 60% pass rate to go on to Year 12. All of your assessments in Year 11 will go towards your final mark, and they will be a mix of in-class assessments and take-home. I'll refer to your study schedule for 2020. You can see that there are 3 assessments. 1 is in class, then you have a take-home, and then you will have your final exam. Do remember that Year 12 will start next year in Term 3, 2020. Within Year 12, and if you just decide to carry on this topic, 50% of your mark will be through assessments and 50% will be how you perform on the day, and that will be obviously your HSC examination. Now, the main content of this video is to talk you through the syllabus and what you will actually be studying. So I'm just going to increase the screen a little bit here. Now, your syllabus this year for Year 11 is split into 2 cores and 2 options that will be studied throughout the 4 terms. 3 terms. Core 1, and what you will study first, is the better health for individuals. Core 2 is the body in motion, and then the options that you study are first aid and fitness choices. The most important thing to understand is that the syllabus is basically your Bible for the 2 years. You must know your syllabus off by heart and all of the content that comes with it. Now, we can see here that the syllabus is split into different sections. This is the focus question, which for the first core, which is core 1, the first focus question you'll look at, and what we're going to start to dive into in these introductory lessons that you have this term, is what does health mean to individuals? You'll then see the Learn To on the right hand side and the Learn About on the left hand side. The Learn About is what you will be studying in class, and the Learn To is where most of the examination questions come into effect and what you'll actually be questioned on. The syllabus is split into dot points, which for this first dot point is the meaning of health. And then under the dot points will be a number of dash points. Highlighted here, definitions of health, dimensions of health, relative and dynamic natures of health are all dash points. Now, when you actually come to sit any in-class test or an examination, you will be tested on your knowledge of the dot points and the dash points. So as we go on throughout the prelim year and the HSC, you must know your dot points and your dash points off by heart. This is where all the questions will come from, and where all of the content falls is under these dots and dash points. It's really important that you have your own copy of the syllabus along with the key terms. We will give you both of these in the first lesson. And as I said, this must go into your PDHP folder as we refer to it all the time during lessons. Now, a little bit about what we expect in Year 11. It is a step up from Year 10. The lessons are structured completely differently and they are a lot more independent. What we expect from you girls is to ensure that you're prepared for every lesson. And that means you are bringing your folder, your PE book and your laptop, and obviously writing materials to each lesson. Unlike you've done from years 7 to 10, it is really important that you make summary notes after every class. This might take 10 minutes, but you summarize each lesson and keep that in a summary folder and make notes as you go. You'll get yourself into a really difficult situation if you don't make any summary notes all term. And then at the end, you have to spend a lot of time making summary notes for an upcoming assessment or test. We will teach you how to do these summary notes at a later date. You must complete all homework. We set homework so you can improve. And a lot of the time that homework will be to complete a specific exam question that relates to the content in class. Remember that at the end of the day, when it gets to Year 12, your job is to sit an exam and sit that HSC paper. The more practice you get with that, the better you're going to do. And finally, girls, you must bring the right attitude. We're really excited to teach our Year 11 and Year 12 classes along with all the other classes, but our focus is mainly on Year 11 and 12 due to the step up and the content that is consumed within these lessons. That means, and hopefully, that you're sat in classes with a positive attitude and excited to be there. You have chosen PDHPE, and therefore you need to bring the right attitude to lessons and ensure you're meeting all the requirements that I've outlined. We love punctuality. And the last thing I'm going to mention in this short video is that you must be on time to all lessons. If you do not meet these requirements, then obviously there will be consequences later on down the line. In return, you obviously will have expectations of us, and we will ensure that we give you the required amount of time, we make lessons as engaging as possible, and we do have an excellent history of results in PDHP. So as I said at the start, you have made the right choice. If you've got any further questions after this video, please ask your class teacher about anything that might come up or further questions in reference to the prelim year ahead. Thanks for your time, girls, and remember, keep calm and study PDHPE.